just going to try to wing this. I was going to write a script, but that's not my style really. I'll be looking down and reading that the whole time. Just a quick video. Just going to kind of go over some ideas I have in my head for where I'd like the channel to go in 2024. Lots of war games really is the goal. Couple new ones, but really expanding out what I also have too, not leaving stuff behind. Big things for me. Well, right now this week I haven't been out of commission. I haven't put a video out like 8 days. I've been painting medieval guys. Getting ready to make my Lion Rampant campaign even that much more ridiculous. Gonna work in some homebrew stuff to that. Follow the Lion Rampant rules for the most part, but add in a little bit of character building in it. I'm gonna have inside of the actual battlefield. I'm gonna have 2 mercenary companies that are one's been hired by each of the opposing dukedoms, and as they fight, I'm going to do some, I've made some homebrew stuff to do one only unit development, but also 2 character development for the mercenary force commander. It sounds like a fun idea, and I think trying to keep track of all the units fighting in, the little campaign world I've made in this chart campaign are kind of ridiculous because each of the baronies has their own army. And there's like 30 or 40 baronies, so that's gonna be way too many troops to keep track of and circling out. So instead of even having to trouble myself with that like I originally wanted to, I'm basically just going to the baron forces are gonna stay the same for each battle. Just the mercenary forces will be the kind of will either develop or not develop, and that'll be kind of the game within a game. That way I get something out of it myself. And also we can move across the campaign world as it progresses. I'm going to adopt at the end of the Lion Rampant 2nd edition rules, there's the 5 battle scenarios for a campaign. It's like a chain of events and you count glory as you go along. I think I'm going to adopt that, and then the winner of the 5 battle campaign will win the particular barony I'm fighting in. That way I can have a bit more movement. I think it's been kind of static, the lines. I only had really 1 barony fall so far. So that was way back when I was, I was way back in early 2023. So I'd like a little bit more movement on the map. It's been kind of static. So that's today's plan. Other things I'm working on, I'm going to get into 15 millimeter. I heard when I was listening to Dom for Boots on the Table's 2024 goals, he said he's going to try rapid fire. So I'd seen some battle reports on it. I hadn't done any reading of it, so I picked up the rapid fire reloaded rules, which are pretty small, and it's a real cheap buy. If you're just looking for, if you like getting rule sets and just reading them, maybe you don't want to. Maybe you might not even play them. But it's not bad. And I know the rules before that. I guess the Rapid Fire 2nd edition. I'm going to pick those up at some point too. I heard that's a really good read. It's a lot more chart heavy. I think the reloaded rules are going to fit fine for what I want to do, because I basically want to have huge battalion or battalion plus size battles in 15 millimeter on this table. So there'll be a lot of room for maneuvering. I'm going to stick with the Russian front, and I'm going to tie that in with my chain of command battles as well. So that'll be like a bigger version of a game, and then if I want to have a smaller version in a sector, maybe to gain some kind of bonus in the next battle, I'll do a chain of command game or a bolt action game or both. And then the outcome of either of those 2 battles can affect the forces going into the main one. So that'd be kind of fun. I'd put a little skin in the game. It'd be kind of fun. Also on those kicking around in my head, I think I'm going to do something a little bit more community involved. I'm going to. This is the plan. I'm hoping I can get this done. I might do some really just some friends that around here that I work with first to see if it works, and then I'm gonna basically, once I know it's not a complete and utter disaster, I'm gonna kind of reach out to the YouTube community and see if anybody's involved or would like to get involved in this. Going to take some low-level shots on the battlefield. Get 4 different people, maybe 2 commanders or maybe 3 commanders for each side. Film kind of, this is your troops at the beginning. Get your kind of intelligence, your perspective of what you can see from your command post, and then send them a video of that. And basically that, then all the commanders will get the video from their own perspective, and then have them kind of either send me a voice recording, or or some people like to type out an email of what your general plans are for, like, I want this company to attack here and this company to attack this objective, and then play about 2 or 3 turns, get some movement going, and then shoot videos again, and then get commander input, and then when it's all done, I'll basically blend the whole battle report together, and then on my editor, and then put it out. And we can even and I'll mention like some stuff in the background of this commander wanted to do this, or this commander wanted to do that, and kind of give them some props, or some make some have some jokes about it or something like that. So it'll be kind of fun, a little bit of way to get the community involvement, and also get some more that's basically the goal. And just it'll be fun too. So something a little bit different, something kind of fun, something to bring the whole group together, and we can go from there. Kind of bring people closer together, because we all can't live close to one another, and then having time to bring everybody over to play in my basement is problematic. So that's, I've got the Lion Rampant stuff getting bigger. I've got Rapid Fire World War II, tying both of those in. I'm also I need to paint 6mm at some point this year. That's big. I have a ton of Civil War troops from Bacchus, but I only have Confederates right now. That's going to be a huge project. That might be the end of this year or a 2025 project. Heck, I might get totally in Fuego painting 6mm in this other project and get caught up and do that, because it seems to go quick painting 6mm, but I haven't been able to get traction. That's my own personal fault. But right now I'm leaning that towards a 2025 kind of project. The one thing I have got is I've got a bunch of medieval 6mm guys. I still have to get a couple more units from Bacchus, and I should have enough to play Hail Caesar game. And I'll base that on the same chart campaign, and that way I can combine, like how I'm going to do with the Chain of Command and the Rapid Fire stuff. I can do, and the Bolt Action, of course. I can do the same thing with Lion Rampant and Hail Caesar, and have a large 6mm battles on this table. Just because this teddy bear grass is kind of tall, I think 6mm would look like they were in some kind of triple canopy jungle or in some swamp or something. I am going to buy I think 4 6x4 gaming mats from I'm still looking at Geek Game Scenics and Cigar Box Battles. They both look about equally fantastic in my mind. I've never had anything but these, so I'll probably if anyone's got any input on that, that would be fantastic. And because this table is 7 foot by 15, I'm gonna move some of the stuff down here at this end of the table out of the way, and I'm gonna tack on another 1 foot by 7 foot section down there. That'll give me 16 feet lengthwise, and that will fit perfectly for 4 gaming mats. I'll have a little bit of a little bit of space on each side here, and maybe with the hills and stuff a little less, but that'll give me 16 feet across and 6 foot across with a little bit of width, and a little bit of stuff on the side of just kind of for record keeping and dice and stuff. Maybe a a drink or something like that on the edge of the table. That's the goal for the 6 millimeter stuff. I have to increase my terrain. I know that'll be 3 different scales, and then covering 16 foot by 7 foot or 15 foot by 7 foot gaming table with terrain and buildings and roads and rivers at 28 millimeter, at 15 millimeter, at 6 millimeter. You run into this kind of storage problems, and then you've also the expense of buying all that stuff for the different scales. That's going to be a bit of a lift, because right now I have 28 millimeter stuff. That's been my entire focus of my short but awesome, I'm having a great time, miniature gaming career. So I'm looking forward to playing at some of those smaller scales. I think the price for a lot of times for buying, thankfully if they're buying 15 and 6, I think is cheaper. The 28 seems to be the more expensive just because it's bigger. So we'll see. But the only problem is when you're playing at the smaller scale, your ground scale increases, so then you need more terrain and you need to cover more stuff. Where a farmhouse, covers this much in 28 millimeter. Now it's this. So you run to a village, you gotta have a lot of them. That'll make sense. It makes sense in my mind. Hopefully that makes sense in yours. Another kind of fun project I want to do is I'm gonna try. I've heard so many great things about it. I've seen so many great battle reports about it. Is the Men Who Would Be Kings. I feel like I love Sharp Practice, but I think the way I play Sharp Practice is outgrown Sharp Practice, the rules. My force morale goes to 0, and I feel like the fight still got a ton to do. I know I can make modifications to the bad things happen and stuff like that, but I don't really want to. I might have to just get into like American War of Independence or something like that in the future in 28 millimeter. Maybe that'll be a next year project, and then play true Sharp Practice on either a 5x7 or something smaller at a smaller scale that will be captured by the rules, because I've kind of I've stretched them to the point of breaking. So that's where I'm at with that. Chain of Command, I think, is you don't have as many cards and stuff. I guess I could buy another deck of cards or something like that, but it'd be difficult to tell which one was which. I guess I can mark them, but it's I feel like I'm just gone beyond what it can do. So I'm going to try Men Who Would Be Kings in American Civil War. I've seen in threads on Reddit that people said it should be easy to do. I seem to be sliding into this Daniel Mercy kind of. He's a writer for Osprey Games, and he does Lion Rampant and Men Who Would Be Kings. And I think I'm even going to take a look at Dragon Rampant too. I ordered that book too just to check it out. I do like a little bit fantasy spin on things. I might try to take parts out of it. And then I also want to look at some point. I'll get into that later. There's one other thing I want to look at too from his kind of that he had his creative fingers in as well. But I want to see how that plays out. Even if it's a complete and utter disaster, I'll have another rule set to read, and I'll have at least a couple games of just fun with American Civil War, and then I'll be able to tell, hey, this doesn't work any better than the other one, and I can, I'll look for another rule set. That's the one thing I've really enjoyed with the community is the fact that I can talk about something, or someone will ask me a question, or they'll give a recommendation for a rule set that I never even heard of because I'm still kind of new to the hobby. So discovering new things has been very, very enjoyable. I love everyone who does reviews out there, all you guys that do them on different rule sets and different miniatures, because I eat them up. I'm not sure if anybody else does, but I watch the heck out of it, and I just salivate. And the only thing bad about it is I want to buy them, and then I'm like, oh God, I got 5 kids to pay for, and 5 colleges and weddings and everything else to pay. I got to go easy on that. But still, it's fun as heck, and it's anything that's new to the hobby is fun. Is fun by me. Jokingly, and towards the end of last season's Plastic Crack podcast, I think the guy started giving me a hard time about me painting a samurai army. Um, and I know nothing. I know about zero about the samurai period. I think it's something very neat. So I am going to. I'm gonna try, and this is where this is where I'm gonna come off looking like a fanboy for Daniel Mercy. Is I'm gonna try Pikeman's Lament and do Samurai. The nice thing about that is I'm not going to be going down some kind of rabbit hole with a 6 millimeter or anything like that, or super mass scale of painting samurai. But I could do something relatively small, and then if I find it not too painful to paint, I can expand it from there. So if it's a nightmare for me to paint, I will be able to not invest that much time in it, and I'll still be able to play a rule set of a period that I want to learn a ton more about. So that'll give me the opportunity to do some more reading about the history of the Japanese feudal period and the age of Bushido, and all that. I was stationed in Okinawa, and I dabbled a little bit when I was there, and I got to go to Japan, mainland Japan, a couple times, and I found it fascinating. But I've never done the research that it deserves to. I don't want to be I don't want to be able to teach lectures on it. I just want to be able to hold a conversation about it if somebody goes, "Hey, did you learn about this?" And maybe I do, because I couldn't tell you crap. And I'm going to pre-apologize for any kind of my pronunciation of any kind of weapons outside of a katana, or any kind of referring to any kind of battles or cities. I'm probably going to try to keep it small between two like local warlords, so I don't have to dabble too much into that and cross myself up with any kind of horrific and painful pronunciations. So I'm painting. These guys here are all Perrys. I'm going to go to all Perrys for my all rest of my medieval stuff. I love the Perry brothers. They're amazing, and their miniatures fit the way I paint. I sprue paint, and I mass produce paint, and I speed paint, and I'm not trying to win any competitions, but they look good enough for me, and I can get a lot of them done, and they're not too expensive. Behind me, I've got some of the War of Roses guys, the Foot Knights set. I think at some point when Martin from Seven Son, I think his favorite Perry kit is that the Mercenary kit. I'm going to get one of those, and I get one of those. I'm kind of getting like Agincourt set and the War of the Roses, and using those figures. Since I'm actually playing in a fictional timeline, I'm allowed to have a little bit of I can give myself some moving back and forth a little bit. So that's what I'm going to be. Those are the miniatures I want to be hammering down on. It's once I get all those infantry flushed out, from those box sets, I do need to get along to painting more cavalry. I'll need at least 2 more or 3 more units of heavy cavalry for each side, and then matching light cavalry. And that'll be pretty good, I think, because then I'll have more crossbowmen, I'll have more archers, I'll have more pikemen, I'll have more foot, and then more cavalry. And I think that'll be a really decent sized, very, very large skirmish, which is kind of where I like to be in 28 millimeter. Then I'll do the 15 millimeter stuff in World War II for rapid fire. It's going to be Plastic Soldier Company. I'm 99% sure. I've done some research, and they seem to be that'll fit my niche. I'm going to go real heavy with infantry at first, and then I'll add in some tanks and some artillery and guns after the support weapons, and that should be good. And yeah, so that's going to be fun over the. I like to have that going by summer. So I'll be. I've never painted 15 millimeter before, so that's going to be great. I think I'm cranking out these medieval guys pretty quickly. I've got a couple more units to paint. I've got some knights I'm just finishing up. I did a lot of work on them yesterday, and I'm thinking I can get a battle going this weekend of Lion Rampant, second edition. So, yeah, that'll be great. And I think that's it. I don't know if I forgot anything. I do want to expand my chain of command and bolt action with some more Russian tanks. I don't have enough Russian tanks. I need more T-34s. I need some big ISU 152 and maybe a SU 100 or something like that, or a tank destroyer. And I need some. I need a couple PaK 40s and some of the was it the ZIS 2 and ZIS 3 guns. I think that'll really prime that up. I've got some Russian assault engineers behind me. I need some more Russian infantry, and I need the German is it Pioneer box, where you can get some infantry out of that, some regular infantry, plus you can get the German Pioneer. Excuse me, I might have gone back and forth with Russian and German there. I got a lot of thoughts in my head. I've got this new storage containers. I think Mike D sent me when he sent me his stuff. I never even thought of this. I just kind of got tunnel vision with storage, and I want these kind of shoe boxes like here. These are great, but they take up a lot of space, and so I'm not going to throw them away or anything. But these little suckers here are fantastic. The only problem I've seen so far is cavalry. Anybody with a banner, I think they're 3 inches tall. So pikemen, mounted cavalry with any kind of banner or lancer, go back to the shoebox immediately. They don't fit at all. Some of the Napoleonic figures, when they're over exuberantly holding the flag up, waving the banner, some of those might even touch the top of these. But I'm slowly transitioning, and I'll be able to get more on my storage area to the side over here. There's a couple extra rooms off this basement. It's crazy down here. It's kind of gross, and I know at some point I'm moving upstairs, but I've got extra rooms I can build into, and I can add more shelving and more storage, and I'll probably have to locate some of this terrain. I think I'm not even sure. Some of these walls over to my left over here, I'm curious. I'm going to have a friend over who's really good at construction. I'm wondering if some of these walls aren't load-bearing walls, because if they aren't, I think I'm going to have him chop into them and maybe put up some, beams to basically hold stuff up upstairs, and then I could I've got another going that way north on my table. There's probably another 15 feet down there. I don't know, but if I do get stuck down here in the basement for longer than expected, it might be fun to have a 30-foot long table. Would that be insane? That would be. I don't think it's that long. I think there's another 20 feet in there. But having a 35-foot by 7-foot gaming table, I could have a hell of a 28 millimeter battle. I don't know. It would be nuts. That's just something I thought of when I was just thinking. But that's dangerous. But that's a possibility. I can go that way. There's room that way and then beyond that, it's a huge, just kind of granite blocks of the house, the foundation from 1908. So, so that's it. I digress. Those are the plans. So we got the World War II 15 millimeter rapid fire. Bring in the community, have the community commanders on that. Once I might play like 2 games, just make sure that I'm not a complete and utter moron. Beyond what everybody knows I already am. I also want to continue the Lion Rampant. I want to try, what's it called? Oh gosh, I'm having too many things in my head right now. I'm like, they would be men who would be kings for the Civil War, and see if it works. I do have other systems for Civil War. I have David. What's his name? Oh God, sorry. From General des Armées. I'm drawing a blank here. Please don't be upset with me, my friend. I think it's he has a Civil War rules, but it's not. That's more built to what my my Napoleonic armies are built, or not these individually based units. I want to I do like having casualty removal too. So that's kind of the thing I'm enjoying right now. I know in my Napoleonics will never be casualty removal, and that'll always be my true love. That it's just phenomenal. But David Brown, excuse me, sorry about that, Mr. Brown. And then I also have, got to play a couple BattleTech games. I need some more BattleTech terrain. That last battle report was really enjoyable for me to watch too. I like that. It was kind of fun. And it's just a pain to do. The editing is just a pain in the neck. It's very high intense editing. And then 28 millimeter Samurai, which will be fun. It'll be pretty. I'm really worried about and I forgot to mention it when I was talking about painting 28 millimeter Japanese figures, are the decals on the back on all the flags they have. I hate decals. I mean, I love them the way they look, but I get my butt kicked by them. I've watched tutorials on them, but I think I'm all thumbs when it comes down to them. I wet the little part where I want to go, and I soak the decal, and I kind of get a brush and brush it off, and then like it folds in half, and I just want to like shove my head through a wall. It's very frustrating. I think once I got done doing a 28 millimeter army and with everyone having decals on each side of a flag on their back, I think I'll probably be the decal expert. And I can say then I need to paint I'm going to speed paint about 4 battalions of French, because I have from Mike D. I've got all of these Austrians and Prussians to paint, and I still have 3 battalions of British behind me to paint. But right now I'm out of French models, so I need to paint lots of French. I might even look at getting a commissioned painter and just say, dude, I need 320. I need 10 battalions of 32 French light infantry. Thank you. That'll probably cost me my house. We'll see. But I need to paint some French too anyway. Either way I go, I enjoy painting French, but I need so many now. It's ridiculous. So I'll have to get that done as well. And continue on with the Valor and Fortitude. I mean, that's a beautiful system. I'm enjoying that. I also need to try a game of that, because I've missed a rule on there that kind of favors the British and the forces a little bit, and I feel bad that I after the Highland Brigade kind of flailed over here on the right flank. If I actually would have retained that sentence I read, it would have been probably a completely different. It probably would have been the Highlanders sweeping the French and Napoleon retreating off into the nether regions. But that was on me. That's part of learning. So if I got it right every time, it'd be kind of boring. I think that's it. Yeah. If I think of anything else, I might add it on. But that sounds like to be enough for a year. It's some of those things are probably a tall order. Oh, and then also the 6 millimeter Hail Caesar stuff. That's going to be fun, and the Pikeman's Lament with the Japanese guys. That's going to be great. So that'll give me some Too Fat Lardies. That'll give me some Warlord games. That'll give me some Osprey games, and whoever makes the guys that make Rapid Fire. I've got the rules upstairs and I've read them, so I'm sorry I'm not totally familiar with all your names, the authors of that rule system. I know there's been some loyal players since the 80s on that, so I'm looking forward to trying that out. And that should be plenty. That should be fun as heck. So I hope you guys all have a fantastic year. I don't know what your plans are. I saw other people making videos for their roadmaps for the year. It'll be nice for me to do an end of a year wrap up and see what I actually accomplished. I like to go back to this and kind of refresh myself on my goals. I don't have them written down somewhere, so this will be the only account. So if I can tolerate watching myself for long enough, I'll watch this video. Otherwise, have a great year. Hope you're warm wherever you are. I know I talked to Mike D the other day, and it was negative 40 something up in northern Canada where he is. He said his wife's car was like completely frozen solid. I was getting ready to whine to him because it was like -8 here, and and I just shut up and stopped talking. So there was no point continuing that conversation because he had me whooped there. And I don't like the cold. I'm kind of the middle of the road guy. I like 50s to 70s. Oh, there's one funny thing. I'm gonna pause for 1 second. Here's something funny. If you have an Amazon Prime account, what's the name of this? I think it's called like Not to Forget or something like that. Don't watch the entire movie. It's terrible. It's free on Prime. It was made in 2021 in Kentucky. A lot of it was filmed in my hospital where I work. At the very end, she kind of passes out to try to one of the actresses to try to get back into the ICU because they weren't going to let her come in. And I'm actually the nurse in the movie rolling her down the hallway in a wheelchair. I don't say anything. I'm a terrible actor. But it was kind of, a lot of people have been busting my chops because they just came out for free on Prime. So, but it's called like Not to Forget, and it is worth forgetting because it is an absolutely atrocious movie. But it's like in the last like 15 minutes or something, you'll see my stupid butt rolling a wheelchair down with my blue scrubs on. That's it. That's the funny part of it all, and I got nothing else. So have a great year. Stay warm. Keep on hobbying. You guys are awesome. Thanks for all the stuff you put on on YouTube. I love watching it all. It's free entertainment, and it's amazing entertainment. It's better than half the damn movies that come out. I'll listen to the battle reports. I'll listen to podcasts while I'm painting. I'd love to listen to battle reports and podcasts while I'm playing, but then I do a lot of quick shots with my camera, so I would be pausing continuously, so it would be a pain in the butt. But that's okay. And yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, and thank you. I'm really close to 2,000 subscribers, which is nuts, right? Who would have thought? This was really just going to be just a video diary for me to go back and watch and laugh at myself. That was what I originally thought. Me and a couple of my friends, who a lot of them haven't really embraced hook, line, and sinker, the miniature gaming world that I have. But it's turned into this, and it's just been amazing. It's just a huge part of my life, and I'm actually looking forward to retirement so I can do this kind of full time. Yeah, because I'm 50, what am I? I'm 54 late in December this year, so we're talking 13, 14 years still. 67 is the magic number over here in America where you can get full retirement. So, it's fun. All right, guys. Well, you're awesome. I'll linger on, and I apologize. Take care, man. I'll see you. Bye.